How a dangerous prisoner escaped from a U.S. prison to England. The entire system is in crisis. In an unprecedented turn of events, a dangerous prisoner has pulled off one of the most remarkable escapes in modern history, breaking free from a high-security U.S. prison and making his way to England. This escape has sent shockwaves through law enforcement agencies in both the United States and the United Kingdom, and the entire justice system is now in a state of crisis. The question everyone is asking: how did this happen? The escape, a mastermind at work, it Illegan on a seemingly ordinary evening, when a notorious criminal, known for his violent history and brilliant criminal mind, executed a meticulously planned escape. Authorities now reveal that the prisoner, who had been incarcerated for some of the most heinous crimes, had spent months, if not years, studying the prison's security systems, understanding guard routines, and identifying weaknesses. Using smuggled tools and resources that went undetected by prison staff, he bypassed the high-tech security features that were thought to make the facility escape-proof. His escape wasn't just a spur-of-the-moment decision. Every detail had been calculated. He disabled cameras, avoided pressure sensors, and even tampered with the alarm systems. Reports suggest that the inmate had inside help, with accomplices working from within and outside the prison, providing him with the tools and information needed for his escape. For hours, prison officials had no idea he was gone. It wasn't until the early morning checks that they realized something was wrong. By then, it was far too late. The dangerous prisoner was long gone. A journey to England, from one continent to another. Once he was out of the prison, the real challenge began. How would he get out of the country without raising suspicion? Well, that's where his carefully planned network came into play. Using fake identification and forged documents, the fugitive managed to evade detection at multiple checkpoints. His connections helped him travel under the radar, allowing him to board a flight to one of the last places anyone would expect: England. Officials believe he used a series of covert methods to cross borders undetected. He took a flight under a false identity, but it wasn't until he landed in England that the severity of the situation truly became clear. How did a man who had been in a maximum security facility manage to evade not only American law enforcement but also international security measures? The authorities in England were completely unaware of his arrival, and it wasn't until his name appeared in a routine criminal database check that they realized the severity of the situation. The FBI and MI5 are now coordinating their efforts to track him down, but the fugitive is already on the move, possibly even further into Europe, or hiding in plain sight. A wake-up call for the justice system. This escape has thrown the U.S. justice system into turmoil. How could a prisoner with such a violent past manage to escape from a high-security facility? How was he able to outsmart some of the best security measures in place? These questions are now haunting law enforcement agencies across the country. Experts are scrambling to understand the full extent of the security breaches. Investigations are underway to determine how the inmate was able to exploit such vulnerabilities. Was it a flaw in the prison's design, lapses in staffing, or perhaps the result of negligence? Some are even questioning whether the prison's management and its staff were complicit in allowing such an escape to happen. The escape has also raised major concerns about the effectiveness of the country's prison systems. In the wake of this breach, lawmakers are calling for a complete overhaul of prison security protocols. Calls for accountability are growing louder, and many are demanding an independent investigation into what went wrong. The international manhunt, a race against time. Now, with the fugitive on the loose, an international manhunt has been launched. The FBI, in collaboration with MI5 and Interpol, has placed the fugitive on their most wanted list. Both the United States and the United Kingdom are on high alert, as the fugitive is considered extremely dangerous and highly unpredictable. Law enforcement agencies are working around the clock, trying to piece together the fugitive's movements and potential hideouts. He is known to be highly resourceful, so it is likely that he has access to further underground networks that will help him remain off the radar for some time. Authorities are urging the public to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activity. Meanwhile, The pressure on both US and British authorities is mounting as the clock ticks down. The bigger question remains: how did this happen, and how long will it take to bring this dangerous criminal back to justice? As the investigation